And here we are at the reviewing area. And here is this G.I. Joe figure we're taking a look at. And this is called the G.I. Joe Classified Series Jason Shockwave Faria. Faria.
Faria?
or
Jason, Faria, and Night Pursuit. Okay, his nickname is Shockwave.
And I'm guessing this is from the Nightforce line. Right?
Yes, he is part of the Nightforce collection. The little subgroup that they have. So this is a different take with Shockwave, and the motorcycle in there reminds me of the 1980s Ram. Now, me and my brother, we did have the Ram. I remember it. It was green. And when the cars on the side of the motorcycles normally a person can sit in, on the Ram, you couldn't sit in it because the other side of the place where a person should sit was a big Gatling gun. And that's exactly what they have here. So he's got a bunch of accessories. And we're going to get them open. We're going to take a look at everything bit by bit. I see some similarities to the Shockwave compared to the 1980s, but there's some things that are different. So we're just going to have to check out bit by bit. This is a bigger gift set compared to a separate G.I. Joe from the Classified series. So there's going to be a lot to cover here. So just bear with us, but we're going to get started. I'm going to let Colton start showing off the box and what number he is in the Classified series and everything about the box and the artwork.
In other words, this figure has a lot more accessories to cover compared to the others we've reviewed in the past. So we're going to try, well, I'm going to try and make this as quick as I could.
We're going to do our best not to take up a whole lot of time, but there's just a lot of stuff to cover. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the box art.
Okay, so here's the box here, where we have the figure, and on the bottom we have G.I. Joe Classified Series warnings.
The name.
The name.
And his nickname and the allegiance that he's part of the Nightforce series. So.
Ages 4 and up. And yeah. And on the top we have, he's number 127 here. And this side we just have the star. And on this side we just have things and stuff.
Yeah, it shows you his rank, his status, and a bunch of other things. That's where you get who he is and what he's about. See, like that right there, that's a little code.
A little QR code.
Yeah, and it tells you more about him and stuff like that. So.
And on this side we have a nice picture of Shockwave.
Yes.
Not the Shockwave from Transformers. This Shockwave is from the G.I. Joe series. But before we get to the back, here's the bottom. Just has barcodes and words here.
Word stuff and things. Now,
and
on the back side right here, it looks really good. It looks really good. They did a good job. I love how they gave him a different they gave him a helmet. So he kind of looks like a little bit like Ant-Man, I think. That's just my opinion. With the red visor. That's what he reminds me of, kind of. So this is really neat. From what I see, he has a little like drone. That's what that looks like, a little drone. But we'll see when we get it open. Now here, they have him perched up on the motorcycle without the other part of the ram. That's what I'm calling it. So it's just him and the motorcycle. So that's pretty neat.
And on this side, it shows you like some detail works.
The rank, the insignia, the allegiance of G.I.JOE part subline A belongs to, which is Nightforce. And then inside the motorcycle right there, it looks like they have some red. I do not know if those are lights that's in there. We will find out, or if those are just straight up stickers. So I do not know. So this is G.I. Joe Jason, and his code name is Shockwave.
And it's now time to crack this figure open.
Time to get quacking. I heard that a couple minutes ago. I thought I got laughing on that. This person was talking about doves. Quacking. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, just put the box to the side. There you go. Alright. Let me see that. I got it. I don't know if you just want to show them that come in there too.
These are warnings.
Yeah. Warnings. Don't do this, don't do that.
Yep.
Yep, they're warnings. So.
And here's everything he comes with.
Everything he comes with. So we're going to try and make this as less noisy as possible. I do not see us getting any headway in that. Yeah. Because all this is molded in. And we're already getting off to a good start. Yeah. Yeah, just put that tape. He's got a little gun. So anyway, while he's getting all this stuff open, enough to drive you crazy, once again. So it is getting hot. It is like mid 90s down here. We still have 2 more hot months to go before any kind of relief starts going on. So we're in the lower 90s, and we're going to get up into the mid 90s and then the upper 90s by August. So it's going to be hot. Yeah, that's a little drone. That's what I bet it is. It's a little bitty. Yep, it's a little bitty drone.
Okay.
Little bitty drone. So the next review, like I said, I've already talked to Colton, and like I said, some of these parts that you have to get just to do a full review on some of this stuff is quite amazing of how far you have to track down stuff. But you have to track it down because you want to do a full review, complete review, as much as you can on certain figures and vehicles and stuff like that. So it's just all part of it. And Colton is just really loving this right now. Yeah, he's just really getting off into this. Can't y'all tell?
Well, I am more of a Transformers fan than because I know a lot about Transformers than
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
And it's okay because it's all the same. It comes from everything. Like I said, I've seen what's fixing to come out within a couple months, and I hope that they do it justice. We're gonna have to see. I got my own thoughts on some of this stuff that's going on. That's a story for another time. So, yeah. Hey, how about that? It come right in half. All right. Well, you got half of it out. See, you got half of it out.
I think that this is for the motorcycle.
Yeah, it is. He got half of it out. The other half's still in there. How about that? Hey, how about that?
And the wheel just came off.
And the wheel just come off. Yeah. Alright, you go ahead. I just wanted to show. Hey, y'all, this is the... Go ahead, Colton. This is the helmet right here. Does this kind of look like Ant-Man? Kind of? It does. It kind of looks like Ant-Man. That's what I'm getting from it. That's my opinion. Kind of looks like Ant-Man. Now, it is a good-looking helmet. It is. It really is. It is a good-looking helmet. Yeah, he's got all kind of doodads and gadgets. All on. That's knives. Yep, that's knives. That's. Oh yeah, that yep. You can cut some butter with that. Yep. You can cut some butter. Yep. Sure can. All right, now is the motorcycle. And the motorcycle is being difficult. We got to release it from its plastic prison. Yes. We're halfway there. The struggle is real. Oh, okay.
There we go.
And the struggle just got good. Okay, well, the struggle's over. Okay.
Now the figure.
More struggle. To get it out of the plastic encasing, carbonite encasing that it's in. Not really. But anyway, the plastic casing is in for sure. Yes. You got an arm raised. Very good. He's coming alive. You got another arm raised. Yes. Oh, look. Oh.
There we go. Okay.
And Colton is like, I'm so glad that's over. And y'all are probably like, I'm so glad that's over. Yes. So, anyway.
And he does come with a lot of accessories.
All right, put this over there. Give me the motorcycle right quick. Let me look at something. Go ahead and go to the figure.
And here is the figure. And this figure does have a removable hat.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, now I can, like, scooch the camera up some.
Now he can scooty in. Scooty.
Okay, so here is the figure in all of his glory. So let's get a closer look at the head sculpt here. Well, I do need to remove his hat. So here's a closer look at his. Oh, trying to scooch the camera up some as I can. Okay. So here's the head sculpt here, and it does look really nice, as always. And the eyes are nicely, yep, they are nicely sculpted and painted in really good. And he is wearing a like mask on him, right?
Yes. 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 He is covert and stuff like that. He's I do not know exactly what his function is, but he's a bad boy.
And going down to his suit here, that this is like an army jacket thing he's wearing.
Yeah, like a bulletproof kind of vest. It's got pockets and everything else, and it's got.
And I think these gold things are like bullets, right?
Yeah, that's what they look like. Yep. You see a couple of things on the vest right there. The vest work is amazing. I think it's part of a bulletproof vest, but I could be wrong. It's definitely a tactical vest, that's for sure. It's got places for him to hold his magazines, pouches, pockets. It has a little sheath built in right there. That's for the knife that we're going to set up in there, that he comes with. So it looks like he has different areas where we can put weapons on him. Right there, zoom in on this logo right there. That is on his shoulder. So I believe that stands for the Nightforce. I could be wrong. Anyway, that's some type of insignia. But really good artwork. Really good artwork.
And there's nothing on the other side. Yes. But going down to his sleeves and his gloves here, very nice.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of, what is that? He reminds me of Firefly, except for the good version. That's who he reminds me of. Because Firefly for Cobra was a saboteur. And that's who Shockwave reminds me of. He's just a good version of the good faction. So, hey, he may be a saboteur. I don't know, for the good guys.
And all around, as always, for these G.I. Joe figures, they do look nice all around.
Yes, the 1980 Shockwave had a blue camo, a bluish camo with dark spots in it, and it was black and blue to represent like the night. So I can see where they got this from, because he will camouflage good with night. If he was a soldier and stuff like that, he would camouflage with the night gray. You wouldn't be able to tell because his camouflage would hide him.
Well, except that this new version is not all blue like the original one was. This is a gray color.
Yes, they muted out the blue and they just added more gray and stuff like that. So
what was this version gray from
no,
one time? Oh.
no. He was always blue. The one that was gray was Cobra. He was a faction of Cobra, and he was a saboteur, and he was I just said his name, and it just slipped my mind. It'll come to me, and it just come out of nowhere. Firefly. Yes, Firefly.
Okay. Well, for articulation, head can rotate all the way around. Look up only
About that much.
only minimum up, and look down only about that much. But he does have a ball joint at the base of the neck, from what I can see in here. Yeah. Arms can rotate all the way around, move in and out, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, and I think, yep, this hand has a joint which moves up and down like this. But this hand has a joint which is, yeah, where it can do this. And he does have some waist some waist articulation, which of course is on a ball joint, and I think that the upper torso that does. Oh, and the arms do have a little bit of a butterfly joint. You can see here, but the waist is on a ball joint. But I don't know, or I can't tell if he has a ball joint at the torso.
He may have an ab crunch, but it's going to be hindered by the vest, by the tactical vest.
So all I can tell is that the only ball joint I can see is on the waist. Don't know about the torso. But the legs do move forward and back, and they are on ball joints, and the hips can shift up and down. Thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. boots do swivel, move. Okay. Oh. Okay.
We're fixing to see it happening, y'all.
Okay. They can move up and down on I think a soft ratchet, but also do have an ankle pivot.
Yeah, now we're just trying to get his foot straightened back out. This is real life, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a stiff joint.
There we go. Got it straight.
Yeah, we need some WD-40 on that sucker.
Okay. So they too move up and down on what I can tell is a soft ratchet, but like y'all saw, this I know this foot is, I don't know about this foot, but I'm not gonna move it.
You move it, you might not get it put back in line.
Are really stiff. And that's it.
Y'all should have seen Colton. He was worried. I was like, yep, here we go. All right, put his hat back on him. I got to thinking, I was like, what is this guy's function? Now, y'all tell me if I'm right or wrong. He's probably an officer who collects data and information, intel, during the nighttime. On night shift and Nightforce and stuff like that. Reconnaissance. To gather information. I think that's what he is, but I'm not sure. So, he's got his little hat on him. And my son can calm down now. Yeah. Alright. So, anyway, that is Shockwave. All in all, let me take a look right here. He looks really good. I like... There's so many things that he has going on. And that stare is just amazing. Now, he kind of reminds me of Firefly, a mixture of Firefly and Beachhead. That's who he kind of reminds me of. Firefly and Beachhead. So, this guy right here, he's got going all on. So, anyway. But I do like I said, I do like what they do. And the way that they are made in today's time, the G.I.JOE line. So.
Okay.
It reminds me of a mixture between, and I'll say it again, Beachhead and Firefly.
So now I think we'll move on to...
We're going to get him armed up right quick. We're going to put some stuff on him. So.
But also see how much accessories he comes with.
Yes.
So of course, he does come with his little hat, which, getting a closer look here, just a gray hat.
Bless you.
Thank you. So you can see here, just a simple gray hat with some checkerboard patterns going on. that you can't fit on his head. As
There's no insignia or anything like that on the hat.
no.
No? Okay. It's just straight up printed camo.
And I will have to get him out of the way.
Okay. Here, let's go ahead and shine this right quick. I see some things on there that's... Now, that's the backpack that he comes with. So he's also some type of mechanic or intelligence officer gathering information. I see a wrench in there. He's got some tools of his trade that he uses out there in the field. So I thought that is cool because if you look right there real close, those are all tools for the trade. Like that right there would be needle nose pliers. Then you got some different type of wire snips for like wires. Up here you have a wrench. That's a wrench. And then you probably got some screwdrivers and stuff like that. So he's definitely some type of intel officer. Now, one thing that I do not know, and y'all have to educate me, I just found out that this part removes.
Yes.
And I do not know why it comes off. But it does. And there it goes. Yep, there it goes. Bye-bye. So, I do not know, is that a bomb that's he can activate? I don't know what that is. So, if y'all know what it is, and it fits in the back of his backpack right here. Turn it around. Let them see that other scope. Yeah. It just fits right in there where that circle grooves at. So, I do not know what that is. Y'all need to educate me on that because I do not have a clue.
I also don't know either. But it does.
There it goes again.
Remove.
Yep, it removed right onto the floor. All right, very good. So, we do not know. I do not know what that is. All I know is that it's part of it. So.
But his little backpack does, of course, attach on his back here.
Right.
You can see here.
Yep.
And I think hopefully we'll find out about that piece that does remove on the back of his backpack for the others. I think.
Yes, now we're just going to get some guns on him. We're going to put his guns where they need to go, his knives where they need to go. He's got a barrage of stuff.
And the next accessory he comes with is, of course, his little pistol here.
Is bang bang. Yeah. And then that should go right in his holster.
And it goes here in his holster. Just like that.
Yep.
And you do get 2 different knives.
Yes.
One here, which is like your standard basic hunting knife. Hunting knife?
Yeah, it's for cutting butter. No, it's not. Anyway, it's what he uses out there in the field. I think that one right there goes on his vest.
Yes, because I can tell by the shape of it.
Yes. So.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And he also comes with another knife.
Yes.
Which I don't know what this is supposed to be, because this is kind of like a weird knife.
Yeah, I think I know what it's about, but I'm not going to say it's. Let's just put it this way: it's for cutting big butter. So that right there should go in his boot, right there.
His little boot here.
Yeah. So.
Just like that.
Yep.
now those were the small things he comes with. The smaller accessories. Now we're gonna move on to the bigger ones.
We're gonna move on to the bigger ones, the big ones.
So, he comes with this like gun.
Yes.
Which
Yes.
does this kind of look familiar to you from like a TV show or a movie? Dad?
Yeah, kinda. Well, what does it look like to you? I know.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, it looks familiar. I know it's kind of got like a silent suppressor on it, and yeah, that's for surprise nights. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. But he does come with a little.
He comes with a little.
Oh, before we get to that,
Oh.
I don't know if this magazine is removable, but no, I don't think it is. No.
Now we're getting off to the next gun, and
it's this machine gun,
Yes.
or in I guess you call it an Uzi.
Well, no, let's just call it a tactical bang bang. There we go. The tactical bang bang. So it is sculpted pretty good. I see the stock. It collapses in on itself, and yeah, it's just a pretty good looking bang bang.
But this gun does have some some features to it, and that is this part does move up and down.
It's got a molded in sight, a molded in scope. Nah, that's not gonna come off. That's like
I did kind of felt it.
no, there's that.
Thinking it would come off, but no, it doesn't. But this little clip does remove, and there's no bullet in this clip here.
So that's pretty awesome where the clip can come out. And so just another part to get lost if you're not careful. So with some of these G.I. Joes, they have bitty bitty parts. Okay, now we're getting to the next one. So let's see here. Yeah. Now we have a...
And the next one is this next machine gun he comes with.
Yep.
I don't know if this or yep, it is removable.
Okay.
And there's some gold paint on the bullets here. I think this is supposed to be like a sniper rifle. The reason why I know that is because these things do move down, which is like a little bipod or tripod thing to prop it up.
Right, for stability of the gun and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Go bang bang more accurate. So that is awesome as far as what they did with the gun right there. So they put a little almost tripod or bipod on it, and they have it to where the magazine can come off with painted details on it.
Yeah.
That's great. So now we'll go to the next one.
And the last gun that he comes with is this mini gun here, which does have some articulation to it. This tip part does spin around, and this part does slide off. I think these are supposed to be the bullets, or
It could be. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see here. There is a handle,
yeah.
so he can carry it if he wants. That's a good way to cut your grass and to clear out anything that you want to clear out, including a thick jungle or just it's a good way to clear out a lot of grass. So it's really nice the way that they have it sculpted in. It reminds me of stuff like the 1980s Roadblock, where he would literally carry a big old gun like that. So let's put it this way: you see somebody walking down the road with that, they're gonna go clear out. They have an issue with the forest. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
So that is all the guns he comes with. Now, a couple more accessories he comes with. One of these here is this little drone thing here.
And I think that right there is to gather intelligence and stuff like that. That's part of him. That's part of his MO. That's part of what he does. So he uses that little guy right there to get information and do other things with. So that's his little buddy.
And he's even used this drone in the cartoon. Or
that's a good question. I do not know.
But it does look nice. What was there anything else you were gonna say about this little drone?
No.
And he does come with, well, like what my dad already showed y'all when I was doing the unboxing, is this helmet here. Which, well, like my dad said, kind of does look like Ant-Man.
As far as the helmet and stuff like that, he has like a visor. He's got information that he can get right here on the side. There is a camera mounted on the side of his helmet. So it helps him get visions and information. And if you look real close right there, you can see little lines and information details in the visor itself. So all this stuff works in junction, hand in hand, to give him the information he needs. So it's awesome. It's really nice.
And it does slide onto Shockwave's head.
We're gonna see if this can go on top. It looks like it should. Well, there it is.
There we go.
There it is.
Just slides on a lot easy.
You know, when you put that helmet on, you know what I had in my mind? As soon as you was putting that helmet on, Luke, I am your father. Anyway, weird. I mean, it just, weird stuff comes to me. So, anyway, that, we're going to give it the shake test right quick. Yeah, there you go. Well,
And it looks like it holds on really good.
yeah.
Well,
It did.
well,
No, it's yeah, it's yeah. Oh yeah, yep. Advil, Tylenol, etc.
well, I, I think it does hold on really good, but if you keep like tapping on it, it will kind of come loose and will fall off. Like, other words, if you keep messing with his helmet and then doing the shake test, it will fall off.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Tylenol,
it looks like
etc.
it holds on
Midol.
really good, from what I can tell. We're just about done with the accessories. We just have a couple more. So, okay. So the last two accessories he comes with is, like y'all saw from the packaging, his motorcycle here.
I don't know how well that looks in scale. Hold on. Let me see something here. I don't know how well that looks in scale. I don't. Yeah. I guess that can work. I don't know. Something looks a little off on it. But something looks a little off, but anyway.
But if this is like perfect scaling, let us know in the comment section below.
Yes, and with that, we're going to put him to the side, and we're going to get on, and Colton's like, quit messing with my stuff. Okay.
I have to show them a closer look at the detail work of the motorcycle.
At the motorcycle. Yes.
So here's a closer look here. You can see it does have some nice tampograph detail work.
We have the logo right there of Nightforce. And then on the fuselage and the part of the motorcycle, we have that printout right there. 1027, I do not know what that means, so let me know down there in the comments. We have the motorcycle engine parts molded in. And then over here we have the American flag.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I looked at this right here just kind of, it reminds me of like a noise dampening type of material put on that exhaust. It might be, or it just might be for heat, so you won't get burnt by the exhaust. That may be too. I don't know. It's weird stuff. I think about weird stuff.
And I don't think these tires are rubber.
No, they're plastic.
Yeah.
The tires are plastic. Yeah, they're not rubber.
Yeah. They're not rubber.
Although I do like the way it's, some of this is, if you hold this, I have noticed that this will move independently. Whoops, there it goes. Anyway,
What moves?
like this right here, when you go to spin the wheel, some of this will stay put. Other words, sometimes it doesn't spin with the wheel.
I hope so. Or I think. But here's the front here. And here's the other side. Which it is the same as on the others, except it doesn't have the American flag. But it does have G.I. Joe here.
G.I.JOE.
And on the bottom, it does have a little kickstand that, yeah, it does fold up on, okay,
Oh, yeah, folds back.
folds up and folds back on both ways. Oh, and here's the top here. And it also, well, like y'all saw on the box, does have some nice sculpted and painted in gauges here. Y'all can see here.
Yep, this way you know how fast you're breaking the sound barrier.
And the motorcycle does, of course, roll really well. And does steer. And also, these handlebars, from what I just noticed, are on ball joints. And do you know, like, a lot of handlebars on motorcycles do move?
I'm not a motorcycle person, I couldn't tell you. I've never been good on two wheels. Four wheels, yes. Two wheels, no. Yes, I tried that one time when I was way younger. It didn't turn out so good. Yes, no. Now I had a friend who was really good with it, but I was never good with two wheels, so I just left it alone.
Now he does. Well, this does. I think come with this, which I think is part of this, because I do see this wheel here, and I am looking at the box here.
So now, if I am right, we are going to open it up, and I guarantee it's going to go something like, whoops, something like that right there. Yep, that's exactly how it goes. It just falls right on in. Let's see here.
This set does not come with any instructions.
Any instructions, so we're going to figure this out together. So this is what we do right here, and I think I just, okay, that feels okay.
I think it might fit in there.
Yeah. Oh,
The other way.
the other way.
No.
That way? Oh, no. Can't go that way. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. Well, where's the wheel go? Okay.
We're trying here.
Yeah, we're trying.
Everyone watching.
Yeah. Okay, I thought it would go in there. Well, we're so close.
But I do know. I do see these two tabs that I think goes into these two holes.
They do. Yeah,
Yes.
they do.
So I'm thinking.
Yes.
Okay.
They go on the side.
Okay.
Now.
Yes.
And then this right here
this
goes right there. Wait. Let's see here. Alright. What? Okay. Alright. Imagine people in the comments below. No, it don't go on like that. Or something like that. Let's see here.
I see something.
Okay. Alright.
Hopefully. It's.
Okay.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
Alright.
Just have to remove this. I think.
And then we put the wheel. Yep, the wheel.
Right
Right
here.
There.
And then.
That goes. There you go. Let's see how correct we are.
Yeah. I think that's how it goes.
Alright, so what do we do with the canister? We...
Oh.
I don't know. Is there a little slot? No. That's what I was thinking. I was like, where is that little slot?
I think that might be it.
Yeah. I think that might be it too. I do not know. That little canister can't come apart. That little canister. No, it don't separate or anything. Alright.
No. I think that is all it does, because I don't see any more holes.
Okay.
This hole might be for one of his guns, or some.
Oh, wait. Look at this. Oh.
Oh, yeah. The little drone does have some articulation on the legs here.
It's got little feet.
Yeah.
It's got little feet.
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
But these turbines do not have any,
Yeah.
from what I can tell, no articulation to it.
No
Yeah.
articulation. Okay.
But I think that those are the only spots, like, that this motorcycle only has one spot for the gun to attach to. And if you flip up the little kickstand, it does roll with that little wheel there.
Yeah, so you don't need the kickstand. Unless you just want to put it on there.
And of course, you can have Shockwave here riding on it. But we're going to save that for the end of the video.
Yeah, I just seen something else. And it again. Whee! There.
Oh, yeah. This part is removed to make it a little minigun here.
And the minigun. Mini itty bitty.
So,
I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, what?
Is that everything?
Yes, that is everything that I know of. Convert special task force. Convert special task force. Covert special task. Covert. Okay. See what it says right there?
Oh.
Covert.
Yeah. Almost forgot to show y'all. First I'm trying to... Okay, yeah. Almost forgot to show y'all. It does have some writing here. Covert Special Task Force.
So this kind of reminds me of the Ram from the 1980s G.I. Joe. That's what this reminds me of. Except for it's black. The Ram was green and gray, I believe. It's been a long time ago. So anyway, with this guy, there is a lot of accessories. I do not think that you can spin this any way. No. I don't see any way that you can spin it. If I'm right, and y'all tell me, on the 1980s Ram, wasn't there a way that you could spin that gun? There's a way that you could spin that gun on the side? I believe so.
This gun?
Yes. On the Ram, 1980s version.
Oh.
Not this one. The 1980s version.
I don't know. But I think that is about it for this figure and a lot of stuff he comes with.
So we're just going to get him. We're going to put a couple things in his hand. Let him stand right here by his motorcycle.
And also get to our final thoughts.
Yes.
But
here in a minute. Wait. Not yet. Wait, not yet. Hold on. He's like, already. So, that right there is awesome.
So I guess we'll be back with our final thought.
Yes, now we'll be back with our final thoughts.